All right, coming up in a couple of days is World Backup Day, March 31st. I know everybody's super excited about that, and I get that, but I want to take a little different spin on it. Let's talk about a personal backup plan, and let's talk about a business backup plan. So personally, I just want you to identify stuff that's really important to you, whether it's pictures, tax documents, schoolwork, maybe it's some work documents or some research papers that you've done. Identify that stuff and just make sure that you follow a simple rule. It's the rule of three. Have it in 3 different locations. So maybe on your computer, maybe you have a backup to a hard drive, and then also store it in some sort of cloud storage. Now I know that can be expensive for some, so if you can't afford 3, at least do 2, and make sure it's off-site. So just in case something does happen, that you can recover it. But pictures, if you're married or if you have a spouse or partner or whatever, and you have pictures, you better be backing those up. Just saying, you don't want that drama. So now let's flip to business a little bit. I want to take a little different approach. Most businesses should be backing up their things. I say that in jest. You should be backing up your things. Sometimes you're not. And the thing about it is like, do you know whether you're backing up your data or not? Have you actually looked through all of your data and identified what's really critical to the business? And then validated on a routine basis, whether that's monthly or quarterly, that data is actually being backed up. It can actually be restored. See, what we're seeing is a lot of people are getting these reports saying the backups are good, or they're not getting reports, but that's another story. But they're getting these reports that the backups are good, but when they go to restore, it's not working. So you want to make sure that you understand what's really critical, that you're backing it up, but then also that you're getting that verification or that proof that it's actually being backed up. So if you have internal IT, pretty simple. They should be doing some sort of process where they back up the data, but then they do test restores throughout the course of the year. I would say quarterly at the most. Monthly would be actually a more ideal situation. But if you're a small business and you're outsourcing, talk to your provider. Say, hey, look, I'd like some burden of proof. I'd like some proof that you guys are actually doing what you're saying you're doing. And I'll give you one story for this. There's an IT provider in California that's being sued right now by a law firm because they claim that they were doing backup. And they were, but the law firm got hit with ransomware last year in 2023, and this lawsuit's for $1 million. They were using a product to back up and take the stuff off site, but they didn't protect it right. It sounds like they didn't have multi-factor authentication on the backups, and the hackers deleted the backups before hitting them with ransomware. So even though they were doing everything right, they weren't protecting it, and there was no proof that they were actually doing it. And so this law firm was trusting this IT provider to do this, and they weren't doing it properly. So ask for burdens of proof. It's your right as a consumer, it's your right as a customer to ask for that, and somebody should be able to provide that to you. Have a safe weekend. Until next time, stay cyber safe.